Hi, and welcome to Professor Kev Show. As you can see, I got my friend Ridhi with us from MedQuills. Good afternoon, my friend, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure, my friend. All right, before we talk about MedQuills, tell me about you as a person.
Okay, so my name is Ridhi. I am 16 years old and I live in Northern Virginia. I'm a junior in high school at Independence High School and the Academies of Loudoun. I guess just some things about me, hobbies, I guess. I really enjoy reading. For one, I think that I've always been a bookworm. In fact, when I was a kid, everyone also plays sports on like the little field outside, and I would just kind of sit in the corner. And I kind of think that sentiment has stayed as I've gotten older. So I love to read. Um, yeah, I mean, I love research. I love academics. I really like to learn. I'm a very, I think, learning oriented and academic oriented person and very passionate about empowerment in that area. Yeah.
I could use more students like you in my class. Chuckle, chuckle. So, all right, let's talk about MedQuills. Tell me about the idea. Why did you start it? What opportunity did you see?
Yeah, so MedQuills is actually sort of a two-pronged organization. We sort of started in science literacy, and the science literacy problem actually started with a personal experience. So, for those who don't know, science literacy is very similar to like terms you probably heard more often, just general literacy, finance literacy. It's just educating children about science, essentially giving them an education in science and the ability to understand science thoroughly. And I got interested in science literacy because I am very much a science person now, but I was not exposed to science very early. So I always felt that I sort of missed out because I didn't have exposure early enough. And that's why MedQuills is so geared towards science literacy specifically for youth. So that's sort of mission number one. And then mission number two started a little bit more recently, and it has a tie into science literacy, but now we sort of focus more on public health and more specifically vaccine literacy. And that's actually because of some research that I did. But in the light of the COVID pandemic and a lot of the public health regulations and concerns around the globe, we decided to shift more towards public policy and public health. So we passed a lot of, or not passed legislation, we author a lot of papers on public policy in like the EU, biotech, and public health acts around the world. So, sort of what we're doing to tackle those both of those issues on the science literacy side, we publish books for children. So we have around 20 books published. We just hit 20. Um, two of those books were international bestsellers and four placed in the top 10 internationally. So we're very happy with that. And we're very proud to have reached so many kids worldwide. We hope to continue expanding that mission in the future. And sort of on the other side, we have a whole other policy branch. So we've authored four biotech policy proposals with the European Union, the United Nations, the World Bank, and the IMF. And that's sort of where we're going with that.
Wow, that's impressive. Let's talk about the two best-selling books. What were the topics of those books?
Yeah, so the first one was actually my first ever book that I personally wrote, and it was on the human body for kids. And the second one was about how vaccines work for kids. So I'm very much a tie into the other side.
Yeah. Tell me about that experience. What was that like to actually publish your own book?
I think it was very foreign at first. It's not something that you think. I feel like high schoolers in general, there's so much you can do that people don't know you can do.
Hmm.
So I always felt that publishing a book was so out of my realm, and I was just thinking, oh, like this is something professional authors do. This is something that high schoolers cannot do. So I got in contact with this person at a school near mine who had published a book. And when he explained it to me, it sort of seemed very simple. It was much simpler than I thought it would be. And that sort of surprised me because I was kind of just realizing that a lot of the barriers of you can't do this and that is just something you sort of put in your own head and something people around you put in your own head.
Yep.
So when I authored that first book and I published it, it was very gratifying, I would say, because I had never sort of done something that big without going through like a huge struggle to do it almost. So
Yep.
obviously it is difficult to write a book, but it wasn't unattainable for a high schooler. So that was just sort of the feeling I got from it.
I really like your why, how you didn't get that science when you were younger. And I like how you took that and said, I want to fix that for the next generations. What have been some of the things you've been helping students learn through your idea?
Yeah, so we have focused more on biology-oriented books, as the name suggests, I think, MedQuills. But So our first book was in the human body, and we have multiple series. So a lot of our series is, I guess, series plural, are a result of collaborations with other organizations. So, for example, we recently collaborated with an organization that's all about nutrition. And at first, we were sort of struggling to find that intersection, like what is the intersection of public health and nutrition? But now we have 5 books out on a variety of topics. We have allergies, we just have health, like nutrition health. We have the immune system, and we also have nutrigenomics, which I think is very interesting for children. And then beyond that, we have a lot of miscellaneous books from various authors. So a lot of different cancers, a lot of different organs, a lot of different machines. We've had MRI, we've had CPR, we've had how to dreams work, we've had how to sugar work on your body. So a lot of different topics.
All right, I have to ask before I get to the last question, what are you hoping to do when you grow up? Because you're pretty impressive for someone who's 16. Please take that as a compliment. It's intended.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of a little bit conflicted now. So when I was younger, I always thought I was going to be a doctor. Just it's sort of the traditional career path.
That was my guess.
Yeah, for someone interested in medicine. And I thought that until I was in ninth grade. And in ninth grade, I started getting more into science research. And I sort of realized that there's a lot more to science and biology than just doctoring.
Yep,
So I, right now, I want to go get my undergrad and get my PhD and
yep.
hopefully go into science research. But that might change. I might go to medical school. I might do something else. So
All right, so my two guesses were accurate then, because first said doctor. I'm like, nah, research person with all the books. So that's a kind of amazing. All right, crystal ball time. Last question. What do you hope to accomplish in the future with this idea?
So we have seen very rapid growth, I would say, of this organization. It's only existed for about 2, 3 years now, and it's grown really, really quickly. So in the future, we are hoping to expand on the book side. Obviously, a lot of our sales and outreach have been more passive, I would say. We're hoping to sort of do more on-ground distribution, do more active interaction with children rather than just sort of passively ordering and distributing books. On the policy side, we definitely have a lot of goals. We are hoping to speak at more conferences, author more papers, put our opinion in more places, obviously. And then on the finances side, actually, we have a couple of goals. So obviously, all of those things do require money. And as of now, we've raised $125,000 for our
Wow.
cause, but a
Wow.
lot of it is grant money. So it's specific to like a particular cause. So one organization will give us a grant and they'll say you have to use it for marketing or you have to use it for
Yeah.
outreach. So we're hoping to raise more funds to further our organization's specific mission. So book distribution, policy writing, podcast hosting, and more.
So what's the best way for people to reach out to if they want to learn more?
So anyone can DM us on our Instagram account and we'd respond. Obviously, they can also email us at info@medquills.org. You can visit our website, which will be up very soon at medquills.org. It's currently under renovation. Any of those ways?
Awesome. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.